The body of Christ today comes to present an urgent issue in the nation of Kenya, and we wish to read a press statement from the body of Christ. All churches in Kenya involved, and we have with us even a medical practitioner who will clarify some issues to do with abortion. We know abortion is illegal in the nation of Kenya, but we find that there are people who are pushing for its registration. We, the people of Kenya, say no to abortion. So from there, I want to welcome Apostle Kathy to start us off.
Thank you. I'm Apostle Kathy Kageni Uganga. In January of 2019, from the 27th of January up to date, we put up some billboards as the Church of Jesus Christ, declaring that abortion is murder and abortion is wrong, but also giving an opportunity to those who are in crisis pregnancy to know that there's a place where they can run to for solace. Unfortunately, towards the end of April, those billboards came under a lot of attacks with a demand for them to be brought down. And the service provider called us and told us that they were going to bring the billboards down. And indeed, when we did a site inspection, a number of the billboards were actually missing. However, thanks to the members of the press, as well as an outcry from Kenyans who are a majority pro-life, we were able to get those billboards put back on, and up to now the service provider has not given us any notice officially, which means the contract remains running. I will begin the reading. This is a call for fair administrative action by state agencies and an end of persecution of the Christian community for standing for life and family values. It is with deep displeasure that we address the highly unfortunate event of the tampering with the pro-life billboards that had been placed by Christian organizations and churches in various parts of our capital city, Nairobi. The messaging on the billboards was aimed at addressing the current dangerous trend that has been the promotion of abortion by various actors, which we believe poses a grave threat to the lives of the unborn and further threatens to destroy the moral fabric that has to date ensured that all life, right from conception, is held sacred. By placing the aforementioned billboards, we were exercising our constitutional right, including the freedom of conscience, religion, belief and opinion in Article 32 of the Constitution, as well as the freedom of expression as is enshrined in Article 33 of the Constitution of Kenya. It is our firm belief that the tampering with the billboards constitutes an infringement of several constitutional rights, which we are entitled to, including but not limited to the right to fair administrative action as is enshrined in Article 47 of the Constitution. As the moral custodian of positive values, it is within the inherent nature of the Christian community to defend the sanctity of life and quality living, and also to protect the place of the family as the fundamental unit of society, which is dependent on to build our nations. Without life, there would be no nations to talk about.
Now I welcome Dr. Gary to continue.
On the current debate on abortion, it is no debate at all that abortion is murder. Abortion in social terms is best defined as the termination of a normal pregnancy by deliberately killing the preborn person. Abortion cannot and should not be confused with other life-saving medical interventions administered for complications caused by abnormal pregnancies, such as ectopic pregnancy. Article 26(4) of the Constitution of Kenya legalized the opinion of a trained health professional in determining when abortion can be provided. The only health professional in Kenya that is trained to proficiency of giving a conclusive opinion as to whether a pregnancy poses grave danger to the life or the health of the mother is a medical doctor, and they are guided by the Hippocratic Oath to protect and save all life first. With or without any law permitting the unfortunate action of abortion, there is no medical indication for terminating a pregnancy by deliberately killing the preborn person, making abortion unethical in medical practice and in Kenya. Abortion hurts both the mother and kills the preborn child. It violates the preborn child's right to life under Article 26(1), and the non-limited right to freedom from torture and cruelty, inhuman or degrading treatment or punishment. It causes psychological trauma to the mother and may also cause physical harm with the risk of serious complications such as infections, perforation of the uterus, infertility, and even death. Abortion can therefore not be referred as safe under any circumstances.
We would like Susan to tell us what are the consequences of
Is here.
consequences of abortion.
Abortion also directly and indirectly contributes to the A, increase in the risk of breast cancer, B, devaluing of the woman procuring abortion. After the abortion, the men responsible have always despised and in most cases abandoned the woman, leaving her with physical and psychological scars. This is where the real stigma lies. Truth to be told, how many men would be willing to marry a woman with ease who confesses to have procured many abortions? Promotion of a, letter C, promotion of a permissive sexual lifestyle resulting in increase in sexually transmitted infections, shortening the lives of its victims. Many a women who procured an abortion the first time did it or was tempted to do it many more times. We have victims who testify to have done it up to 8 times. D, augmentation of budgetary burden on health to treat mutating infections and mental health of lives affected. Many women are mentally tormented by their abortions. I have a friend who had an abortion and she was very depressed, even suicidal. E, destabilization of families from multiple and unaccounted for sexual relationships outside marriage. F, diminished future population and societal structures needing human contribution. G, continuation of greedy commercial interest with which commodity human beings to dispense drugs for exorbitant profit-making sale of human parts and abominable ritualistic acts. H, decadence of moral values which holds the fabric of society together, leading to despondence and even anarchy.
The church, as the moral custodian of the society, we would ask Bishop Walal to read what the church is supposed to do.
The man has also been left out of the abortion debate for far too long. The woman cannot get pregnant without him, and he should also be held to account. Both the man and the woman must clearly understand that pregnancy is one of the natural outcomes of a sexual relationship. Even when using contraceptives, this possibility of pregnancy can only be reduced but never eliminated. If they are not ready to take up the full responsibility that comes with pregnancy, childbirth, and upbringing, they have no business engaging in the first place. Surely, no state agency or human rights institution worth its name would claim that the life, dignity, and the well-being of the woman they claim to offer choice upon are still protected with all these dangers glaring at her after an abortion. The abortionists attempt to isolate the woman, daughter, wife, sister, mother, and leader from the family and society she is inextricably attached to, and worsen her already lowered status as the feminist movement affirms. The activists themselves would not have the choice they boast about if their mothers had not allowed them to live. What irony. Why decry the murder and indecent treatment of the born, extrajudicial killings, arbitrary killings by lovers and spouses, and spousal violence, corruption, human trafficking, etc., if life was not important? The Christian community, as mentioned above, will continue to unequivocally defend life, castigating ills such as abortion, same-sex marriages, arbitrary killings, dignity-threatening acts, and other actions that threaten the posterity of societies and nations. It is with this in mind that we call upon the state to curb this Christianophobia and act in a fair manner in accommodating the Christians concerned, as well as it does with the other segments of society, without muzzling the Christian's voice.
Now we would like to hear the voice of the youth.
Prior to the 2010 Constitution, notable Christian leaders such as Bishop Alexander Muge, Reverend Timothy Njoya, and others were also instrumental in fighting for some of the freedoms Kenya enjoys today. It would be a shame for the nation to despise such sacrifice. In all the above instances, positive gains were made by allowing the Christian community to have a voice. We believe that the current trend of gagging religious voices sets not only dangerous precedent of intolerance, but also denies the people the right to make proper, informed choices as a result of positive messaging.
Now we hear the voice of the woman.
Unseen forces are financing and pushing ungodly values on the Kenyan population. It is without a doubt that this nation was founded on strength of religious values, as is codified in our national anthem, which is a prayer that seeks God's blessing and begins with, "O God of all creation, bless this our land and nation." During the promulgation of our current constitution, the importance of our religious foundation as a nation was not lost as we acknowledged the supremacy of the Almighty God of all creation in the preamble. Let us not allow this to be forcefully erased from our memories.
Last and not least, we have Pastor Mugambi to do the final declaration to the President of the Republic of Kenya.
Thank you. Let us speak to the President. We ask the President, His Excellency Honorable Uhuru Kenyatta, who the Christian community unashamedly embraced and stood with during tough political times in the run-up to the last two elections, to remember that the church, which then provided a sanctuary of hope to himself and all leaders, had prayed for peace so that elections could proceed for the benefit of all, is still the same today, calling for the sanity, goodwill, tolerance, and posterity for society. In all this, we want to thank the press for their unbiased, objective coverage of the issue. God bless Kenya.
The final one is that the Proverbs tells us the nation that is righteous, the people rejoice. But any nation that is wickedness, they mourn. And because Kenya belongs to God, and we have already declared that Kenya belongs to God, and that's why every time even the government says, God bless Kenya. So we want to stand with that God who has brought Kenya this far. So for the people who are watching us, we are asking you, stand against abortion. These are your sisters, these are your mothers, these are your daughters. You will not want to do it yourself, so do not allow somebody else to go through it. God bless you.